Hi everyone, my name is Chika Watanabe and I'm a senior lecturer or associate professor in social anthropology at the University of Manchester. 皆さんこんにちは、渡辺千佳です。イギリスのマンチェスター大学で文化人類学を教えています。Hola a todos, me llamo Chika Watanabe, soy una antropóloga y profesora en la Universidad de Manchester en Inglaterra. So I just said those things in 3 languages, not because I want to show off, but because I'm a third culture kid, which means that I grew up in between cultures and countries, just like many of you are who are watching this video. I was born in Japan, and I lived in Spain when I was little with my parents. Then I learned English, and we went back to Japan, and I attended the American school in Japan. I've always felt different from other people, even in my own family, since my parents don't really speak English. So literally and metaphorically, we don't speak the same languages. And I know that many of you might have similar experiences. But if that's the case, if you've grown up in between cultures, in between countries, you grow up in a bilingual, trilingual family, anthropology is going to speak to you. So what is social anthropology? Some people might say that it's the study of cultures. I would say that first of all, it's the comparison of cultures around the world. As social anthropologists, we're interested in comparing differences between societies, what makes us different across different countries, but also we're interested in the similarities, right? Regardless of society or culture, what makes us similar, what makes us human? We're interested in questions of particularity and universality. The second thing about social anthropology is that when you compare different cultures, you realize that what you take to be common sense or normal is not the case around the world. So anthropologists challenge taken for granted assumptions. When you compare cultures and when you challenge taken for granted assumptions, you come to see the world from other people's perspectives. And that's a really important skill in order to understand and tackle social global inequalities. And that's something that we are proud of at our department in Manchester. All of us challenge taken for granted assumptions and through that try to address questions of inequality such as around race, around class. We have anthropologists of Britain who study questions of class. I study issues of development and humanitarianism. So at Manchester, you will be surrounded by people who are interested in tackling global challenges and global inequalities. At Manchester, in social anthropology, we're also known for what's called visual anthropology. And this is a type of anthropology that uses visual methods such as film, photography, drawings, animation. And so our visual anthropologists conduct research using creative visual methods, but also produce visual material such as films and photography, exhibitions, and so on. So our department is made up of anthropologists who write books, but also filmmakers. And of course, the visual anthropologists also write books. So Manchester is a vibrant, multicultural, and alternative city. But it's big enough for students to have a very exciting student life. At the same time, it's cheaper than being in a place like London. And your parents might be happy to know that university in the UK is less expensive than going to university in the US. At Manchester, you will be taught by world-leading scholars, and our graduates go on to do exciting jobs after they finish their degrees. So when I was in high school, I'd never heard of anthropology, and I'd never thought to apply to a university in the UK. Maybe London, but I hadn't heard of Manchester when I was in high school. So I hope that when you watch this video, you become curious about what social anthropology is. Perhaps check out our department at Manchester, and please take a look at our websites for more information. I hope to see you soon.